Excellent. Welcome to Grow Your Strength. Today's a new program. Take a first run through, starting with some breathing. I'm going to take the face up position today and just micro adjust my posture. Relax the body into the floor and focus on some deep breaths to the whole abdominal cylinder. Nice slow breath, inhale, expanding, and as you exhale, just let everything recoil. See if you can lengthen your exhales as you take the next few breath cycles, just a slower exhale, letting any tension that you might still be holding in your body relax away. And from here, we'll take it onto hands and knees and go through some cat-cow, flexing and extending the back. Nice way to start the movement practice with some breathing, moving into this primal movement of flexion, and then slowly moving through each vertebrae of your back into extension, dropping the front side down, gently looking up, perhaps drawing the shoulder blades together a little bit. Just gift your back this opportunity to get some movement, not forcing anything. After your next breath cycle, we'll take it up to standing. And today I'm going to work some of the ankle mobility in standing. If you prefer to be sitting or stay on the ground, as I've done in a lot of the previous classes, feel free to do that. This is just suggestions. So I'm weight shifting first from side to side, opening up my toes, just connecting to the floor, getting a sense of what I'm feeling, whether you're in shoes or bare feet. That foot feel, that connection is important for balance. There's a slight bend in my base knee, so I'm not locked out. I've got that slight bend as I go side to side. Now you can take one foot in front of the other and start to weight shift forward and back, opening up the ankles a little bit, spreading the toes. And we'll switch the front foot. Focusing on something always helps with balance. It's taking a little longer on each foot. Now for the actual ankle work, you could move to a piece of furniture or just have a roller tipped up, something to make it focused more on the ankle. You could certainly do this work from a freestanding balanced position, and some people might like to try to do that, but it just kind of depends on where you are at with standing on one foot. I like to think of this as the focus being ankle mobility, so steadying yourself a little bit is fine. Spreading the toes, about 5 of these movements, and then switching sides. Okay, so set yourself up for success, whether you're holding onto something or not. Spread the toes, full range of motion. And switching back to the first side for the ankle inversion and eversion. So here, this is a kind of nice because often I show this on the floor, so it's not quite as easy to see. There's rolling the foot in and rolling the foot out, inversion and eversion. And if you've ever sprained or broken your ankle, you've probably been told you had an inversion sprain. It's the direction of which you suffered the injury. We do need some inversion and eversion movement as part of normal foot function. So is it the same side to side? If you've had a ankle injury, sometimes that side is even rehabilitated better than your other side. And sometimes with scar tissue and your rehab, it's not quite as good. So we're trying to work on balance. I'm moving my foot into as big a circle as I can in both directions. And then I'll finish that off on this side. Excellent. Okay. So today I'm going to take us to hands locked shoulder mobility. So we're just going to find that connection with our feet, lace the fingers, bring one elbow up and around, and just watch the elbow gently moving your vision around. And then come over to the other side. It's kind of like a figure 8. And I'm keeping my hips fairly square to the wall in front of me. I am trying to get some movement in through my neck, my upper back. Feels pretty good actually to just move the shoulder blades. Try reversing the direction. I just got a little crack in my back. I always laugh when that happens because it's like no extra charge. Okay, so now we come to half kneeling. So taking yourself back down to one knee and just leveling out the hips. Take some time here to spread the fingers. We'll go through a double shoulder cars. So this is the controlled articular rotations. I'm bringing my arms up, trying to trace the mobility that I own, what I can access here, going nice and slow. Get to a sticking point, you have to turn your palms back, push your hands back, so like, oh yeah, I can get there. Maybe a little bit more on one side than the other, or both. As you come down and around to your sides, we'll have the palms facing out. And then try bringing the hands up the small of the back, maybe both of them today. Just can you crisscross the hands and then try a reverse crisscross? That always feels a little different. And then take the time to slowly rewind this. Not moving through the back or neck, keeping the posture floating right over your down knee, and then all the way back around, nice and slow. And then we'll switch the down knee, level out the hips. And go through this one more time. Be patient with yourself. Look straight ahead. Nice deep breathing. How does that feel on both sides? Kind of working it out today. Palms out. Lace up the small of the back. Change the hand position. Breathe. Rewind. I always joke that's a little harder to do this if you've just had a cup of coffee because you kind of want to go faster. Okay, all fours position. We're going into opposite arm and leg reaches. Take yourself to neutral back. So spread the fingers, Connect the shoulders, gently tuck your back toes, and then when you're ready, take the opposite arm and leg off. You want to maintain some deep breathing and your back posture. So as you reach out to a place you can hold for maybe a breath cycle and then bring it back in, switch sides. This is just for time, so going side to side with different angles. Some folks might want to extend the leg fully back, activating the hip, bringing the arm straighter forward, palm facing in. All of these are cues to change up, give you suggestions of what you could do. Here's a bent elbow and knee, but out to the side. So I'm not going too far, but I'm really working hard to maintain the connection from my hand right up through my base shoulder. The maintaining the posture through the back is important. So if you find your front side dipping down, big arch in your back, that's not maintaining your sort of core box from your shoulders down to your hips. So be mindful of your control and your breath to, with consistency, train your core. That's the back side of your core. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take us to frog circles. So finishing off your next rep or balancing yourself out. The frog position, I take the knees wider than the hips, and I'm going to point my toes out just softly on both sides, but getting a little stretch through my ankles. Bring the hips back down over to one side and circle through, getting a little stretch in through the inner thighs and hips. I'm going to go for 3 circles before I switch direction. Keeping the back neutral again. This is kind of like a squat. So as you sit your hips back, try not to round up into a lot of flexion or dip down the other way. Just hold your middle ground. Little lower lumbar curve is good. Coming through the hands, spread the fingers, feel the weight and the connection through your shoulders. Change direction, and another 3 circles. Coming out of this, I'm going to take us to plank holds. And so I'll bring the knees in a little bit under my hips. If the plank hold is too challenging for you, stepping back, activating your hips and holding for 3 to 5 breaths. You could try an easier version of something like this, which would be the bear, tucking your toes under and just lifting your knees off briefly. In previous classes, I've done more progressions of this, but today we'll start with the plank holds. Once you've done your first one, take a moment to shake out your wrists, maybe turn the palms up and stretch gently in flexion. We do so much loading and extension, so give your wrists a little break. And for your next plank hold, if you want, here's an option for you to do some gentle rocks through your feet and toes and heels. I'm weight shifting forward into my hands, not losing the posture through my neck and shoulders, and then pushing my hands away and getting a good stretch through my heels, through my calves. And I've been doing some hiking lately, so I can tell you this feels really good. All right, so 2 of those. Next up, we're going to go on to our back, and we'll need a stretchy band. We're going to start with a row from the one leg up position. So take a stretchy band, loop it around my foot, and adjust the tension so that when I bring the elbows down to the floor, I feel a good connection through my shoulder blades. I've just adjusted my chin. The non-working leg could be bent as it is here, or you can straighten it out. If that feels okay on your back, you might need to adjust a little bit through your torso. Try for 10 pulls. Elbows hit the ground here, so it's good from a posture perspective, keeping the shoulders center. You can go wider with the elbows or closer to your waist. I've got a pretty good stretch going on through the back side of my leg. If you can't get your leg straight up like that, back it off and extend the knee so that you can do these rows just the angle will be slightly different. After 10, switch the top leg. Micro adjust the posture if needed. After your 10 and 10, it'll take us into some double bridges. So both feet on the floor, taking some time to make sure your back is not in a big arch. Lift the hips up, activating the hip muscles, and come on down and rest. You can take your time warming up the hips, about 6 of these. After 6, you have an option to keep going with the doubles or take it into a single leg bridge. I'm going to give you a rep range of 6 to 10 for the single leg. So my hips are square. I like to wrap one arm just over my rib cage and grab onto the back of my leg so that when I come up, I feel like I'm moving my torso up. The hinge is at the hip. I'm not moving through my low back. Coming to this nice height, I feel the work, tension up, release down. Some folks have to adjust the chin and the back connection with almost every rep until their alignment is a little bit better for doing this bridge. Definitely don't want to be feeling this in the low back. So if you are, we got to change something. Nice work. Okay, we'll go through these 3 again. So starting with the plank hold today, I suggested you could hold for 3 to 5 breaths and or add the rocks, weight shifting forward and back, getting some movement through my toes and then some good stretch through my heels, lower legs. My hands are nice and open, trying to take the weight through my fingers as well, not just overload my wrist. I'm going to stretch the wrists in between my plank holds and turn the fingers, give yourself a little stretch. Reset for plank number 2. Activate the hips a little bit. Rock or hold. Okay, back through your row and your bridges, and then we'll be into some standing exercises. So taking some time to set this up. Check the tension, adjust the posture. I've had a few clients give me feedback that they feel a lot of abdominal, frontal, core activation with this. And I think if you have everything lined up nicely, when you pull, you feel a little bit of everything. So it's going to be bonus to feel extra things. I program it as a row for the shoulder blades, for the posture. I'm getting a good feeling through my leg as well, getting a nice active stretch. Up to 10 pulls. Did you change the width of the elbows? Feel free to modify these rep ranges. They're just suggestions. I'm going to do about 6 double bridges before I hit up the singles again. the single bridge isn't agreeing with you, you could certainly just stick with the doubles. Excellent. Switching. Nice work. Okay, so once you finish your bridges, we're going to be coming back to standing. The first thing we're going to work on is a halo and a squat. So it took me quite a few years to sort of understand the benefits of the halo. So what this means is we take a weight, we're going to bring it around the head, one circle each direction, and then secure the weight here and go into a squat. Okay, so you could pick a dumbbell for this. You could pick a kettlebell. I'm going to start with a dumbbell, holding it by its ends. You want to connect your feet for a squat position, so hip width or wider, toes straight or turned out. And as you bring the weight around, the idea is that you don't lean into the weight. So gravity is trying to lean me this way, so I don't lean. Here, it's trying to pull me back. I don't lean back. So you want to be really precise with this. So there's no micro movements. You are like a tall standing plank. Then you pull yourself into your squat. Aim for about 5 of these. So a full circle around. Nice deep breathing. Challenge yourself. Inhale down with your squat. Push the floor away. If for some reason going all the way around your head is a problem, you could just go ear to ear, but really paying attention to not kind of moving is what took me the years to figure out. We'll go into some balance reaches now, so taking some time to connect your base foot. Take a breath in, reach forward. If you'd like the guidance of a piece of furniture, then just walk over to something that you can aim for. The furniture can give you some feedback as to whether you're keeping your shoulders and your pelvis square. About 3 per side. You could envision pushing your heel to the wall behind you, reaching the arms forward. I like to turn the palms in and bring my thumbs up, going all the way back up to standing. We'll go back to the halo. So after you've done your 3, ask yourself if the weight you were using for the halo is appropriate for the shoulders. Are you in control of it? So you do get that core benefit. Securing your angel status by bringing a weight around your head. Here we go. 5 of these. As we transition out of the halo and squat, we go back to the balance with the option of keeping the weight. So I'm still going to stick with this 10-pound dumbbell, get nice and tall in my posture, and instead of reaching forward, I'm going down with the weight, still securing my back, so I'm not letting the weight pull me into a rounded position. I feel my shoulder blades as I hinge. There's a slight bend in my base leg knee. I'm going to say 3 to 5. You can stick on one side or alternate, but do try to come right back up to your tall posture in between. Single leg hinge motion, pretty challenging. Don't worry if you don't get to the same depth. Just stay into the depth that you can control. After you finish your set of that, we're going to go to add in a set of plank or push-ups. So depending on where you're at this practice, some folks are going to be upright at a wall and setting up your plank and doing some push-ups off the wall. Some are to the floor. You kind of know the number that you can do. If you've been doing my classes, you know the progressions of things that count for this, meaning a breath hold, a little mini push-up, that counts. How about a lower controlled to the floor? Option to put a pillow here so that you can lower controlled. Once you build enough strength through those little options, the holds, the minis, the lowers, you are going to find one day that you can do a push-up. And then once you have a push-up in your repertoire, essentially, no joking, you really never want to let that go. So taking some time to think about the lowering as one. Sometimes I'll do a set of push-ups and then I'm feeling a little fatigued, but I've got a bit more in me. I can just add a slow controlled lower, and that kind of finishes off that set quite nicely. Now, I'll take us back to the weighted single leg hinges and then one more push up before we move on. I was using a 10-pound dumbbell. I know that I can go a little heavier with this, so I'm going to try 15 pounds holding the kettlebell in the center. Taking some time, get tall, 3 to 5 per side. So if you only had the control to here, that would be fine. And then you come back up. You don't want to compromise your posture. So work within the range that you can access the control, the breath, breathing in, coming up back to your tall position. Breathing in as you hinge is going to help you because it's going to give you some intra-abdominal control, some pressure, some bracing. Lots of different ways people describe how to connect the breath to support your movement. The amount of breath support is dialed to the imposed demand. So if this felt like a feather, I probably wouldn't need a ton of breath support. But heavier things, more breath support, more attention to that. After you finish the set, go back to your push-ups. Let's do another round of those before we move on. So that number, maybe you got 5. A breath hold, a lower, a couple of push-ups, minis, or maybe it's 5 full push-ups, maybe more. I always just have that internal dialogue. Okay, push-ups. Set yourself up. Internal dialogue says 5, and then you want to keep the quality. So if at some point through the 5, your quality is diminishing, you want to stop. You don't want to do that extra rep where maybe I'll feel this in my neck, or maybe my back will sag. That's bad. So stop before that to build your strength safely. Okay, so moving on, we have a set that has a press and a reverse lunge. So I was practicing this before class. You're going to press overhead and then step back with the leg opposite to the weighted hand. Up to 6 of these per side. So you first press, then anchor the weight at the shoulder, step back, get control of your balance, drop the back knee, a little or a lot, and step forward. Up to 6, we are limited with the weight that you can press 6 times overhead comfortably. Press and reverse lunge. Looks great, everyone. Good. Work the muscles on top of the shoulder. Pull back down to the rack position. See, work up. Work all these muscles down. Secure the weight. That looked very good. Next exercise, we're taking a band with our palms up, stretchy band. Lots of different open angle pulls. So change the angle, make sure the tension isn't too much, that you're torquing your wrist, have your wrist nice and straight, your elbow, and you're not into your neck. But as you open, you can feel some connection through the muscles, the back side of the shoulders, shoulder blades come together. Anything goes. About 10 of these pulls. Find your nice deep breath in and out through your nose if you can. Good. After 10, I'm going to take us to a skater's movement, a tap movement. So with this one, I'm going to take one leg back on a 45-degree angle and come back up to standing. We'll do 10 taps per side. Tap using your arms, come back up. Things you might be looking for is the stability of this knee tracking over the middle of the foot, and that as you step back, you're not collapsing in through here. If you are, you're going to take this tap shorter, right, and just tap to here. Once you have this practice, you can get a little deeper down, sitting back into your hips, using your arms, come back up to stand. About 10, then switch sides. Take some time to anchor in that connection with your foot. What feels important. Good. After this, I'm going to warm up our hip hinge movement, and then we'll move to a weighted hinge, which is a deadlift. Just taking some time to sit back into your hips. The knees bend, but in the hip hinge, ideally don't go too far forward, as in the squat. Hips go back to the wall behind you. As you come up, you can stand tall, you can rotate your palms open. Now, if you've done your deadlifts at home and you know what weights you have that you can use, some are going to be going heavier than others. I'll use the kettlebell to demonstrate a lift today from the floor. But if that was too far, you could elevate the kettlebell. You could use 2 dumbbells, right? You want to get your hips back to a place where you can grab onto the handle and not be in a rounded back position. So my back is neutral. I take time to anchor myself to the weight. So I'm in an anti-shrug position and wedging myself to the weight. Take a deep breath in and stand up, pressing my hips forward. Okay, so if you don't want to go all the way to the floor, you can lower to the knees or below. You want to find the range that you have the control for. Okay, as you start to groove this practice and get confident that it's not going to hurt you in any way, you can go heavier. And in the last set of videos, I demonstrated lifting double 20-kilogram kettlebells. It's amazing what you can lift when you use these powerful muscles back here and don't take the force through your low back. That looks great. So that's the deadlift practice. Let's go back to the reverse lunge with the press. After 6 presses, did your shoulder feel good with the weight that you chose? Because this is what is being the limiting factor, right? Whether the press works for 6. If for some reason your shoulder's in rehab and you can't press overhead, you could just hold for a breath cycle here, take the press out of it, and then go back into the reverse lunge. I've got a client who's seeing a physio for sort of a long-standing shoulder issue, and I'll show this without the weight, but she's doing progressions of body weight, little higher, staying out of a pain-free range. And so if you haven't been doing a lot of overhead presses and you want to try something like that, it's a good way to start getting some motion and some strength into the shoulder. Okay, so I missed my one side while I was chatting, but that's okay. Here we go. Press and reverse lunge. Lunge. I'm just going to shorten my set and go back to this side to even myself out for 3 while you guys do 6. 2. 3. Good. Into the band pulse. Checking the tension on that stretchy band. About 10 of these. Looking straight ahead, nice big focus through the postural muscles of the backside there of the shoulders. Okay, so for the skater taps, if you'd like to make them a little harder, we did 10 per side. You could hold a weight at your hips. Just adding some weight. If that doesn't feel right, then stick with body weight. This is week 1 of the new program. I'll be sticking generally to this program for the next 6 weeks. There's always a little room for some flair. And if you're following along with my moves, hopefully you will come to the conclusion that I can't count and talk at the same time. I slowed myself down there, just felt like I was not being mindful and where I was going with my movement. Inhale as I step back, exhale, come up to posture. Really connecting with my right foot here, opening my toes, trying not to scrunch them, but use them nice and long. All these things can help improve our movement quality. Good. And then what about the deadlift? Okay, so some kettlebell, some dumbbells. Rep ranges are always approximate. If it's on the lighter side and this doesn't feel too hard to you, you're going to go 6, 8, 10. If something's quite heavy, maybe you're going to go 4, 5, 6 reps. Stay focused on what you're doing so that you can modify the rep range and make you have some adaptations. Build yourself in the right direction. Don't overdo it. Okay, so I'm going to finish today with first off 1, 2, 3 freezing with the added weight, and then we'll do some lateral balance. So here we go. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, holding the extra weight and giving myself an opportunity to freeze. Think about bone density, like a little stomp, a little heavier landing. Make sure this feels okay. Adding the load, of course, is like weighing another 10 pounds. So this is too much. Put your weight down. We'll go for another 15 seconds. Try some different angles. Maybe take it back a little bit, or to the side, or forward. Getting the heart rate up. Coming into your last rep. And we'll go into a lateral balance. I'm going to demonstrate this without weight. Stepping to the side and coming to a kickback. Woo. Wasn't the world's worst demo, but not too good either. So there you go. You see, I'm just kind of grooving this, trying to get the control I need, teaching my brain, what do I want to do, Sheila? Step out to the side, then come up to a balance. Now, if this is too challenging, the balance is going to have a kickstand. But as you come here, there's the kickstand if you need the toe on the floor. You're wanting to try to control this movement to the side. So if you kick and push and go too fast, right, you want to be able to push off and stick it, right? So it's practicing that. Switch sides if you haven't already. So start with train the brain. That's what I want to do. Good. Train the brain. And now I'm getting a bit more dynamic. And step and pop. Step and pop. Okay, if you're doing this class and you're like, that is way too hard for me, go back to what we did in the beginning, in the warm-up, right? Weight shifting side to side. Kind of a variation of the same thing. Now for the last exercise today, I'm going to take us to walking with a weight and transferring the weight from side to side as we walk forward and back. Make sure you pick up the weight carefully. Take some time to get your posture. And as you step forward, transfer the weight. Walking through your feet, not leaning back, right? Trying to breathe and not lean into it. All the core muscles are working. As you step backwards, just make sure you're safe. You're going to trip on anything. As you transfer the weight, you can feel what goes on side to side. Transfer over here. This side of my core is working activation. Hopefully with 3-4 passes in your space, you feel like you've done a fair bit of work. Now, I'm going to just go a little bit extra and do a get up because it is in the program. If you have to go, I understand. I wanted to try and get it all in. It's like you just know that Sheila's favorite exercise has got to show up somewhere. I'm going to do a body weight get up. If you're new to this practice, you might just want to watch and perhaps go through the first stage to the elbow a few times. Those taking the class today know the full get up, so I have high expectations. Finding my connection through my rib cage, anchoring in my posture through my shoulder and chin. Take a breath, and here I go. I'm taking some time at each stage, up and through. I'm kind of tricky because a lot of the get up positions are things that we've done in class. Does this look like the press before we do the reverse lunge? I'm secretly trying to get everyone to learn this move. Not so secret anymore. Never want to lose the ability to get up and down from the floor. And this feels so good. Okay, switching sides, looking good. Taking some time. Set it up, nice breath in. Easy roll to the elbow, no shrugging. Spread those fingers, bring the hand into a place that you can lift up and pop your knee through. To sit into my hips, take a breath and come up. level out for my half kneeling. And just reversing the steps. A bit of brain gym in the beginning, but worthy of your time and effort all the way down to the floor. I want to thank you for building a stronger version of yourself with me today.